home fixtures in the Minnesota Super Cup in just 12 days. And it all started with a narrow 3-2 setback on the road to Swain UFC, but Minneapolis City bounced back, Dan, in an impressive fashion, grinding out back-to-back 2-1 victories over Chicago City Dutch Lions and Rochester FC. And also picking up a pair of draws against Minnesota United, MLS Next, and St. Paul Blackhawks in that cup. So that resilient run brings City's season to 3 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses in the Heartland Division, and 0-2-0 in the Super Cup, keeping them firmly in the Heartland Division playoff race as we hit really the midway point of the season and in the conversation for a semifinal spot in the Cup.
And on the other side, St Croix Legends, well, they've endured a challenging stretch in the Heartland Division. They've dropped 3 straight matches after a promising start that included a win at Chicago City Dutch Lions and a draw against Riverlight FC. The Legends entered tonight's contest with a record of 1 win, 2 draws, and 3 losses, looking to get back on track and defend their historical edge that they've had in this rivalry with Minneapolis City.
The ever so popular 1-2-3. Well, tonight's matchup has extra intrigue with the Oliver brothers coaching on both sides of the stripe today. Justin for Minneapolis City, his twin brother Tyler for St. Croix. And the family ties do not stop there. Fans will also see the Swollen brothers going head-to-head with Jake Swollen suiting up for Minneapolis City and Joe lining up for St. Croix. But, Dan, there's a third set of brothers in action tonight. We have the Bechtel brothers, Shea playing for Minneapolis and Ryan playing for St. Croix. So needless to say, that brings more than just local bragging rights to this one.
Dinner table bragging rights.
Yeah, family connections and dinner table bragging rights. So there's plenty at stake tonight. So, Dan, why don't we talk about player to watch?
And sponsored by tonight's youth club of the game, Minneapolis United Soccer Club. As always, Minneapolis City is proud to support local soccer and give back to the community. Thank you to all the players and families from MU for being part of our match day.
Player to watch, one of those Swollen brothers, Jake Swollen, had an elite college career. He was a standout at Wake Forest, earning all ACC third-team honors in his last season with, is it the Wake Forest Billikens?
It's the Demon Deacons, John.
Deacons, that's it. Sorry, Wake Forest fans. Tallying 9 goals, 17 assists, and 65 total appearances. I should have read my notes here while helping the Demon Deacons to 4 straight NCAA tournament berths. Pro pedigree out of this guy. He signed his first pro contract with Sporting KC right out of college in 2024 for MLS Next Pro, and really began his experience there before coming back home and playing for Minneapolis City's midfield. And he's the game manager late. You want to get the ball to that guy as soon as possible when the game's on the line because he's so composed and able to really kill that game off and collect those tactical fouls, make that decisive pass that keeps other teams running.
Well, let's swing into the keys to victory. And those, as always, are sponsored by our longtime sports medicine provider, Twin Cities Orthopedics.
So the first one is, in my opinion, Dan, I think Minneapolis City needs to take an early risk. In this matchup, we talked about it. Similar teams, they know each other. Similar setups. Minneapolis City could really gain the upper hand by being the first to take that early risk, whether it means pressing extra high, making a bold line-breaking pass, or committing maybe an extra number or 2 in the attack, and setting that tempo and forcing St. Croix to react and create a momentum and perhaps another scoring opportunity. Number 2, I think it's converting chances into goals. It's no shock to Crows fans that we've created plenty of goal-scoring chances this season, but the scoreline hasn't really always reflected that attacking quality. So turning opportunities into goals is crucial to putting games out of reach, specifically this one, and then obviously marking your dominance and making it count. And then last but certainly not least, managing the late game. We talked about it with Jake Swollen, but Minneapolis City has fought back after conceding early goals and even lost leads this season. So staying composed and organized, maybe finding that composed center midfielder in the final minutes of both halves to protect a lead or when chasing a goal to secure those 3 points.
John, I was just looking for the last 4 games for Minneapolis City. There have been 4 games, 5 goals after the 85th minute, including stoppage time winner and equalizer. That's a lot of drama.
That is a lot of drama. Well, this copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without express written consent of the United Soccer League. Typically, we take a break, but why don't we go over the starting lineups for both teams? Dan, why don't you go with the visitors from St. Croix?
So starting for St. Croix in goal, we have number 0, Quinn Millard. Looks like a back 3, John, with number 2, Casper Olseth, flanked on the left by number 3, Aiden Hillis. On the right by number 4, Alec Leroy. with wingbacks. On the left side, number 7, Liam Ireland. On the right, number 5, Ryan Bechtel. In the middle, we have number 16, Jacob Dinzio, next to number 10, Joe Swallen. In front of them, number 12, Mathis Gouffroy, with number 11, Kieran Robson next to him. And up top is number 9, Asher Ozuzu.
And for your home side, in net, number 1, Daniel Sessler. Back line of number 24, Nick Kent. 22, Jared Heck. Number 3, Cole Schrage. Number 2, player to watch today, Jake Swallen in the midfield with number 8, Ian Shaw, and number 10, Jackson Kirsch. Flanked by number 14, Morgan Olson, and number 7, Andrew Heckenleibel. And up top, you have number 18, Joe Highfield, and number 17, Shea Bechtel. We're going to take a real quick break, folks. Kickoff is moments away. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Edor Nelson Field on the campus of Augsburg University. I'm John Bisworm. That's the Dan Hudeman. USL2 soccer action tonight in Minneapolis, pitting your Minneapolis City Crows versus the Legends of St. Croix. A river battle, Dan.
Absolutely it is. We got the Mississippi. They've got the St. Croix. Ours is mighty. Theirs is a border. A lot to be said for those two. But, John, you know, as a derby, especially this team, you got 3 sets of brothers. You've got players who played kind of on both teams. A lot of guys who know each other, and 2 teams who know each other well. This isn't going to be your standard league game.
It never is. Even when we were playing them in the UPSL, it was never a standard game.
And the Crows kick off. They're going left to right on your screen.
Good pass. We talked about that, taking an early risk, and for the first time in the first 5 minutes of a match for Minneapolis City, you saw that line-breaking pass.
Kirsch on the ball. He finds Shaw. Nice little step over there. Shaw looking for Highfield. Wasn't quite read there, but much more on the front foot than we've seen in some of the other games early.
Yeah. I like the early intent. It's almost like they read my notes.
Heckenleibel looking to get past Leroy. He doesn't, but that's a City throw. Kirsch called for a handball there on his turn.
I'd like to say that the referee was obstructed there. How did he see that? But we had the view, and that was absolutely a handball.
It's not always true that we have the best angle for that one, but I think we did.
Yep.
Millard almost tracked down by Highfield. It was a high press from the Crows. Schrage driving up on the left. Finds Heckenleibel. Great ball.
Got a little crossed up there, but still on it.
Heckenleibel working on Leroy. Leroy gets just a touch. Ozuzu doing a nice job trying to hold that ball up, but Olsen tracks back. Hard to get past Jared Hecht when he's shielding the ball, John.
Yeah, it's a big human.
Highfield stop, but he retains the ball, finds Schrage.
Joe Swallen came to play today, folks. Or, excuse me, Jake Swallen. It's going to happen to me all day,
It
the brothers.
is.
But early on, you can see why he was selected as player to watch, Dan.
You love how he's looking, trying to find Bechtel to feet there. Bechtel's touch, just a little loose. That was a tough ball to get, but breaking those lines, John, that's what you said in your notes. but much more positive from City than in the last game we saw here at home.
Yeah, the last game, it was just too passive for me. I mean, who am I? I'm just the guy up here in the booth criticizing everyone. But so many opportunities where the Crows could have gone forward and really pressed the issue for the game, and they didn't. They chose to go backwards, be safe, and it kind of bit us with those bad turnovers in our defensive third.
And by last game, I mean the last game here against St. Paul Blackhawks in the Super Cup. City were a different proposition in our last game, which is away to Rochester.
It's like Swollen and Kent got a little crossed up there.
And that was Mathis Guthroy who jumped in there. Just joined St. Thomas, Frenchman. Be interesting to see him play. Fellow Missouri Valley Conference rivals he's seeing today. Shaw finds Bechtel. Bechtel shields.
Good job.
He's wrenched down. That was Dinzio. Dinzio wins the ball again. Wins it off of Swollen. He's a good player, John.
Yeah, he started with St. Croix Legends when he was 17, so we've seen a lot of him. And I was impressed back when he was a 17-year-old. I think just the way he reads the game is very, very strong. And also, he's kind of grown into his body, so he's a lot stronger, and he was always good on the ball. But now he's able to kind of use more of that physical dominance over players.
Schrage looking for Bechtel. Bechtel takes it off his chest. That was nice work for Robson to get inside him. Millard forced to go long.
Like right there. Just enough to move Bechtel off the ball.
Highfield looking to play in. Heckenlabel can't quite do it. That was read well by Hillis, but you really love to see Heckenlabel's quick movement after that pass. Really getting forward.
Got some space here for Schrage.
Nice turn by Shaw. He's got working on Alec Leroy. He finds Highfield.
Oh, unlucky first touch. But good pressure by Highfield.
Crows are relentless with this press. But nice work there from Leroy to get himself just a yard of space and slow things down. Guthroy does a nice job getting past Swollen there. It's only as far as Nick Kent, who's able to shield that out from Kieran Robson.
It's been a lot of direct soccer for the Legends so far. I mean, partly I think that's due to the press that the Crows are putting out to start the game. But still, like, you'd have to think that they want to probably try to combine a little bit more, considering that big Jared Hex back there been kind of eating everything up long.
Bechtel on the ball. He's taken down by Dinzio.
Chooses to go quick.
Highfield didn't have a lot. But City retained the ball.
Good work by Schrage.
I've been impressed by Schrage. This is his first season with Minneapolis City.
Mm-hmm.
He's played a ton so far for the Crows. Really made that position on the left side of the back three his own. defenders don't always get their due, but I think he deserves it. He's been a real bright spot for City this season.
Yeah, kind of that calming presence. You know, like you say that when you have someone like Nick Kent who's just like wakes up calm every morning, even when his alarm goes off and he's late. But yeah, he's been doing a really great job of just kind of keeping things calm on the outside there and also staying connected to his central partner.
Denzio looking long. He's got a Zuzu running, but Jared Hecht is there. That ball falls kindly to Hillis. And we've got a St. Croix attack. Robson is wide. Pulls it back, looking for some support. Zuzu beaten to the ball. And Kirsch slows it up. That was just lovely from Schrager there. Taking a second, that ball comes across him to find Bechtel.
It's just been good soccer so far for the Crows. Hey, Kent making the run.
And he finds him. You got to find a defender if he gets up that high. he may want that one back.
He's definitely going to want that one back. Can't fault him. He's not used to being up there unless the ball's on his head off a set piece.
The energy that you've seen from City today, especially given it's not a cool day, has been impressive as we go into the first 10 minutes.
You're looking at like low 80s right now at kickoff at 7 o'clock.
And a ton of humidity.
Ton of humidity.
Like last time we were here was 55 and rainy, so different conditions. Try taken down by Ireland there. That's something I might show one of my kids, just how to use your body to dominate the space. Keep control of the ball.
Yeah, make the attacker go through you. I think both Swallen and Triggy were hoping that Heckenlabel would have made that run. It was definitely on to kind of stretch things out and at least create some space in behind him that maybe Highfield could have kind of slid into.
Triggy trying to break free. But St. Croix were able to win that ball and retain it.
Good little bout of touches there for St. Croix.
Ken shields that ball from Ozuzu, wins the throw-in. I mean, we've seen Asher Ozuzu for a number of years. He's an excellent attacker. He's going to be a handful, especially now as he gets it quick. Was one-on-one with Hecht. Unfortunate touch from Kent. Can he get back? He does just enough there. Kieran Robson just about to get the other side of him. That was dangerous there for St. Croix.
Good work by Kirsch. Oh, forgot something. Did a good job to get that back, though.
Hecht in trouble with Zuzu. Godfrey driving forward. He goes to the side, and that's a St. Croix goal here in the 12th minute with really their first attack of the game. That's number 7, Liam Ireland, who finishes it on the counterattack after Hecht got caught up. That's 1-0. St. Croix leading over Minneapolis City.
Yeah.
John, we've seen them be a bogey team for the Crows. This isn't the first time it's been all Minneapolis City, and they've just put the dagger in.
Yeah, I mean, a loose touch by Jared Hecht. Like, there's no way else to describe that. You know, he had the opportunity to clear it early, decided to make a touch, got punished for it. And those are the types of mistakes that we found with the quality in the Heartland division you just cannot make because every team buries you on it. But now it's response time for Minneapolis City. I think they showed intent early to move the ball forward. Now it's to try to get some substance out of it.
And that's flagged out of bounds there. Bechtel's done a nice job coming to the ball, using his body to hold it up. It's interesting to use a man of his stature, John, as a target forward, but he's been doing a really nice job so far this game.
And you have number 9, Preston Kipnusu, on the bench. That role is kind of tailor-made for him, but you're right. Shay's doing a good job of it.
Garford doing a nice job of winning that and retaining. This really changes what St. Croix have to do to get that early lead. After running on Olseth, he's back to Millard, who hoofs it clear.
Great clearance.
Yeah, just enough curve on that ball to keep that one in. Put Tregi in a tough spot. And forces Kent to go long.
Oh.
Dinzio, mid-air dummy. Nice win by Kirsch.
Not a lot of options for him.
Heck still confident on the ball.
It's good to see, but your heart kind of goes into your throat there.
Ian Shaw loses the ball there as he's looking to just get past Gopher, but he can't. Gopher takes down Highfield, and he knows it. Or sorry, Heckenlabel.
A lot of H's.
A lot of H's. Kent again on the overlap. Nice work there by Robson to track back, and he gets a tackle in. It's going to be City corner. Short to Morgan Olson. He's back to Kirsch. Goes deep for Nick Kent. Kent back across the face of goal. No one there. Is that for Azuzu? St. Croix is able to clear. Joe Solons on the ball, and he goes wide. Counter-attack from St. Croix. Something going on with the ball today. A number of the players on both sides have been forgetting it.
Morgan Olson looking for Highfield, just not on the same page there, but really good idea. And there wasn't a whole lot to go backwards with.
Yeah, still going. He's got some kind bounces. He does a nice job barreling forward. Easy enough in the end for Jack Roach.
That's Sessler.
Sorry, Sessler. I take it all back.
It's hot, Dan. Starting to affect the mind.
Shaw goes long, looking for Olson.
And he's on.
Lovely ball. Olson's
One man to
in.
beat.
Just as Olson, he cuts it across for Highfield. Highfield's in. What a save by Millard. Incredible.
And we have just been facing goalkeeper after goalkeeper who just is coming up with incredible saves.
I mean, he made himself big, and he's already a large man. Nice, strong arm on the save there.
I mean, just a fingertip. Great diagonal ball from Schrage to find Olsen.
Or Shaw.
Was it Shaw?
It was, yeah. Oh, a whole bunch of slipping there. Zuzu wins it. And then Alec Leroy is away for St. Croix.
Great ball.
Looking across is Guffroy. Drops it back. Shaw, great block on Hillis.
That was the midfielder's version of Millard's block with his fingertips. It's a shoelace block by Shaw. Shaw's been active today.
He has. He's done a nice job moving the ball quickly, breaking the lines.
Shout out to our new sponsor, Co-Create. You want to be a leader? Stop reading self-help books on the toilet and start actually doing something. Co-Create offers personalized coaching that'll get you thinking smarter, leading stronger, and feeling less like an imposter. Check out Co-Create today at growwithcocreate.com.
You know, John, sometimes at this level, especially when you don't have a long time to work with the team and build that familiarity, it can be dangerous to be the team that has most of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, in a field like this, it's smaller. That turf's going to give you some odd bounces, especially if there's any spin on the ball. It really is a razor-thin margin. Even for what, you know, right there was just a hopeful long ball to Azuzu. We've seen more than once teams get undone from that. Shaw drives forward. Good defending there.
I think there the ball stuck to his foot.
Hillis, referee, is a judge who've been taken down.
th minute, St. Croix Legends 1, Minneapolis City 0 on a 7th minute goal from Liam Ireland on really the only serious interjection on the game for the Legends.
You know, one chance, one goal, and that can be the difference maker. City having a huge chance. Fantastic save by Millard on Joe Highfield when he connected with Morgan Olsen's little cutback. He's taken down by Joseph Swallen. Referee didn't like Dinzio kicking that ball away.
A little talking to. Here's where you don't interject to the referee. You just say like, "Yep, I kicked it," because I clearly kicked it.
Yeah, he's lucky not to get booked for that one. City been playing these very quickly.
Highfield's open. Was open. Great ball.
On Bechtel stuffed there by Hillis. Doing a nice job, St. Croix, really crashing on that ball in the middle.
On that one, maybe that's where you don't want him to take that touch. You want him to just play the flick right away. It's obviously easy to criticize during live bullets. That's, you know, you want to collect
totally
the ball.
different.
Yeah, totally different. You want to collect the ball.
Tough one for Olsen, but he's able to maintain possession there as he drives forward. Dinzio in, but it only goes as far as Highfield. Highfield shapes to shoot, fires right at Millard.
City testing Millard, but he's been equal to it.
Nice drive forward here. Ryan Bechtel looks to slide that ball through. We've got Kieran Robson. He's working on Nick Kent. We'll flick forward to Zuzu looking for the bicycle kick.
We had one of those happen over the weekend against us.
Yeah, gave me some negative flashbacks there as Zuzu flashed it not too far wide of that far post.
No disrespect to Jordan Ross of the St. Paul Blackhawks. That is a full bicycle kick attempt.
That is a full bicycle kick.
Sessler had it managed, though.
Kirsch looking at Heckenlabel like, we need you up there. And as we get into the 23rd minute, a little bit of frustration starting to show from Minneapolis City. You've got to be thinking to themselves, how are we behind in this game?
Yeah, absolutely. But that's a game of soccer, right, Dan? It's just one bounce that doesn't go your way, you know, a loose touch when normally sure-footed. Like, it just happens in the game. And those are the types of things that at this level you hope you minimize or completely kill off. But they happen. But luckily, 7th minute, there's plenty of game left to equalize and try to hunt that go-ahead goal.
St. Croix doing a nice job staying disciplined and organized. Kirsch delivers, looking for Highfield, saved by Miller again.
What?
Somehow Heckenlabel off the bottom of the crossbar and out.
What is happening?
And then a crazy bounce fools Shaw, and we've got Liam Ireland on the break. And now Asher Zuzu, he's driving forward with only Swallen to beat. Saved by Sessler.
I don't have any words.
Hard to rewind how the Crows didn't score there.
I mean, great ball in by Kirsch here. You see on the replay, Highfield gets all of it. Great save by Millard, but that one's got to go in for Heckenlabel. Easily 2-1 at this point if those bounces fall.
You're absolutely right. But then to your point about where those breaks go, St. Croix immediately on a very dangerous attack.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't hang your head and your hands on the miss. You got to get back in on the other side of the ball.
Shaw has to clear right off of the post there. That falls to Dinzio. Dinzio back in the mix. Sessler goes to punch, misses it. Guffrey beats him to it, but heads over.
Brief moment where he's looking at the referee. Definitely not going to get that call. Sessler got a piece of it. A lot of action in the last 45 seconds, Dan.
Well, John, I think it goes back to what you talked about setting the tempo early and taking your chances. City takes those chances. Joseph Swallen steps in front of Schrage, and he goes firing wide. Not a bad ball looking for Ireland, just a little bit overcooked. But, John, as I was saying, you take those chances, and all of a sudden you change the game state, as opposed to you miss those, and then all of a sudden St. Croix been sitting, looking for opportunities to counterattack. They're right up your throat.
Yep, absolutely.
It's a nice win by Shaw. A little tricky, but Leroy just does enough by standing there.
Bechtel working hard.
Good tackle and a great win by Bechtel on Robson. He gets the ball back. His cross too far for Highfield. Here comes Heckenlabel. Forces Ryan Bechtel.
See, for me, Dan, Heckenlabel's already got to anticipate that.
I mean, I do think you're right. We actually saw that from Jackson Kirsch, encouraging him up, get up that line.
When there's only one man in the box, the only other option is to go long. And if you're that weak side attacker, you have to eat that space up.
Shaw finds Highfield to feet. Highfield turning onto his right. He shoots, fires, Millard!
He's not hanging on to much, but he's definitely getting in the way of it, Dan.
Through his hands, he's going to have had a moment of panic there, but he does a nice job picking it up just off the line.
Good step by Schrage.
Critical step. That was just nice short interplay by St. Croix before Schrage gets in, and then City are able to win it.
Olsen's been dangerous down that right side.
Oh, what a lovely move. He leaves Dinzio for dead. Looking for Bechtel, but well cut out by Olseth.
Once again, the weak side wasn't there for the option. Like, Heckenlabel needs to be there.
Bechtel kind of fighting through Dinzio. Dinzio finally called for a foul there. Wasn't even looking at the ball. Now he's angry at the AR.
It's been about...
I do that sometimes, too. You want to set the tone of, I meant to get the ball there.
Well, it's been about 5-6 fouls for the Legends. You'd have to believe with the next one, a little persistent infringement territory. Maybe, maybe not.
I mean, just for the flow of the game, you would like to see it. You know, wrapping up a player like that, it's not that fun for fans. Kirsch delivers long. Well out by Gaffroy. He's in a real bright spot for St. Croix. Swallen caught up. That was nice work from Lee in Ireland. He's pulled down by Shaw. Shaw gets booked there.
He did impede the attack.
You know, you got to say he probably deserved it. However, if you're Ian Shaw, you're saying, man, there's some other deserving ones too.
Mm-hmm. Thought that foul was up a little further, but if they want to back up, sure.
Looking for Guffroy. He's got a little bit of space. He wins a corner. I think we're going to take their time. Here we are in the 30th minute. They've got the lead. They've really been on the ropes.
It's quite the time taking here.
And I think they're gonna take it all. And
I mean,
if you were in their shoes, you would too. I think.
I'd whip it in for the header goal.
That was long, nice win there by Highfield. Shaw driving forward. And he finds Olsen. Shaw's been excellent today, and I just love to see how he's been powering forward. And one more time, Morgan Olsen, he's hacked down, this time by Joseph Swallen.
I mean,
he's asking for a booking. I'm a little surprised there, John.
I'm very surprised that's not a booking. We've had 3 free kicks for the Minneapolis City within that 30-yard line to 10-yard line already on that side. And he was already past him. The only thing you can do if you're not getting the yellow card is use this.
Kirsch delivers. Can't get it over Hillis.
Oh, nice touch by Swallen.
And that's Bechtel. He's got Robson on his back. Olsen flagged for a foul there. He's going to be really frustrated with that.
I'm the referee. I'm thinking about how long these are taking.
Long searching for Zuzu. A nice win there by Swallen. Hecht is encouraged forward by Kirsch. Nice ball to Bechtel. Great ball to Heckenleibel. Heckenleibel flagged for offside. He sent it wide anyway.
Well, we were saying he needs to anticipate those. Apparently a little over anticipation there, but good spot to be in.
Great spot to be in.
Great pick out by Swallen.
You know, we see him just a half yard offside there. He's going all the way back with Hecht following him. They're both going to be confused when they wake up and see where they are. Label asking for a foul, doesn't get it. And so Shragi wins a throwing off of Ireland. It was not the most elegant passage of play we've seen today.
Nope. A little bit of an aimless long ball there for Hecht.
And then we've got Guffroy working on. Kent does a great job winning the ball. Guffroy asking for a penalty. If I'm the referee, I'm telling him to
pick it up.
Get up.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hecht a few times been looking for that long ball when the central partners are available.
Long over the back to Leroy, who was unmarked. Hacked away by Swollen. And you see Shea Bechtel working on Ryan. Shea is taken out hard by Aiden Hillis.
No card?
No card there.
That's the 8th foul of this half.
And then the referee pulls it back, although Heckenleibel was free. Yeah, I got to be honest, John. I'm really surprised at the card not coming out of the book yet.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know how to play as a player.
Well, and I think it's frustrating if you're a player, you're looking to attack, but you get on the ball, you're going to get taken down, and that's unfortunate for Molson. Doesn't really have anything. He gives up that ball, but you're going to get taken down, and hey, maybe a foul, but that's just encouraging it to continue. Good step in from Nick Kent on Ozuzu.
Smart.
Cheeky little back heel to win the.
Scored on the small goal.
Does that count?
Wish you did, Dan. Wish you did.
Hillis back to Olseth, and here we're starting to see perhaps some of that early energy from the Crows dissipate a little bit. They're sitting in more of a mid-block than that high press.
I mean, you could be trying to see out the half, but you still have to try to hunt for that equalizer in the last 10 minutes before the halftime break.
Leroy finds Ozuzu. Does a nice job holding up the ball with Hecht on his back. Shaw just stopped by Ireland there, but he gets the ball back. Good ball to find Heckenleibel. A little bit unfortunate from Heckenleibel there. Leroy does a nice job winning it, but he gives up the corner there. Heckenleibel to deliver. Plays it short to Shaw. Shaw flicks it in, looking for Hecht. While the way there, falls to Swollen. Right to Millard.
What a hit, though.
Great hit.
I mean, I know Liam Ireland scored the goal for the St Croix Legends, but the man of the half has to be Millard.
I mean, he has been the one who's kept this city team scoreless.
And once again, no yellow card.
Yeah, I mean, no real intent there, but you're late as he's playing that ball. It's just going to continue until you stop it.
Yep.
At least that's what I'd be telling the referee if I was on the field right now. Nice layoff from Highfield to Shaw. Shaw wide. Morgan Olsen shoots, save Miller. He doesn't know anything about it, and that's a goal!
Shea Bechtel.
Bechtel puts that one in. Minneapolis City equalizes. And Millard once more with a phenomenal save. I know that was near post, but he had to be strong. He had to be quick to get down there. But Shea Bechtel doing a great job putting that one away. Look at how quick he is.
Just hustling.
Gets in front of Leroy, gets past Miller, too. In his defense, didn't know anything about it after that.
Not sure why he was holding on to Shea Bechtel's legs there. That was interesting.
You know, I'll tell you, as a goalkeeper, you get mixed up like that, and things like that happen. I don't think there's anything in it beyond. There's a lot that happened fast.
Yeah, that was just a pure chaos goal.
But I think, John, that's something that Minneapolis City needed. That would probably be their fifth very, very pure and open, like, obvious chance. Eventually something has to break.
Right. I mean, Millard can't save all of them.
He sure did try, though.
Yeah, he sure can try.
He's been excellent. He's a Drake teammate of Cole Schrage and Jackson Kirsch on the field for the Crows, and Preston Kipnusu, who's on the bench, as well as a young Minneapolis City player, Elijah Fearing, who's just committed to Drake, so he'll join next year.
A lot of Drake players in the Heartland Conference.
Yeah.
Really good job by their coaching staff to spread them around into the...
What a great ball from Miller, by the way. Sessler thought about coming out. Hecht is there.
To spread them around with, quality teams within driving distance of their home state.
And Miller, who's just been phenomenally shot stopping. What a lovely ball there. He found Ireland in stride, really keyed a dangerous attack. John, as a former goalkeeper myself, any goalkeeper who levels up, I'm pretty happy to watch. He's been putting on just an excellent show today.
Here we go again, man.
Honestly, I wish he wasn't.
I think we all do, but yeah, excellent today.
A long throw opportunity. That's flicked on by Kent. Ugly, it's flicked a little bit over. It's like Leroy looked at Eckenleibel and Kirsch, and they all wondered who's going to go get that ball. So we've got another long throw opportunity. And John, as we've gotten to the end of halves, we've started to see some danger for the Crows, especially here in the first half. If you're Coach Oliver, what are you yelling at your team right now?
Like, right now? I just lock it down. Like, the 7th minute was long gone. We have the momentum now. Let's not leak one.
A nice from Ireland to get across. Good step there from Schrage. What a lovely touch. Can Bechtel get there? He's trying to use his pace. He is taken down hard. The referee says no.
I agree with that call. I think that they all were going for the same ball, but yeah, if I'm Coach Oliver and Coach Flintham, I'm saying, like, everyone marking up.
Well,
Nothing stupid.
Nice move to get past Highfield there by Leroy. He's taken down. Referee says play on. Robson does a nice job. He's free. Good attack from St. Croix. Swollen does just enough to get it to Highfield. Highfield gives the ball up.
Those are the things I'm talking about. Like, don't give the opposition any inch. Like, that one, put it in the parking lot if you have to.
Joe Swollen on the ball. Doesn't have a ton of options, so he's back to Dinzio. I'm not sure that was a bad thing for St. Croix. Got a few minutes here. It's sort of like in basketball. You're letting the clock run down until you look for the right opportunity. You don't need to push it right now.
Yeah. You just got a goal scored on you. Collect your thoughts a little bit. Don't do anything stupid to react to being scored on.
Look at that. Highfield picks the pocket of Olseth. He's on his own. He's going to try and get past Olseth. He's into the box. Lovely touch by the St. Croix center back just in front of Highfield there.
Miller should be thanking Olseth because he was so far off of his line there. If Olseth doesn't make that initial contact with Highfield, his head's up and the goal's wide open.
And Highfield's so dangerous with that left foot, too, able to open his body there. I think you're right, Olseth. Maybe you'll get a little Christmas gift basket.
We saw a goal on the last goal kick, or corner kick for the Crows. Everyone back for St. Croix to defend this.
Kirsch fires in for Kent. Kent frustrated.
Couldn't wrap his body around it.
Just enough behind him. It's hard to get that as a flick on there. Kind of triple-headed miss there, which is a thing. Olseth back to Millard. You know, Millard has been interesting. The big saves have been reaction saves. I think he's done a nice job playing the ball out largely. But we saw that. We've seen a few times the ball slip through his fingers. You know, if you're City, you're thinking, okay, it's coming. We can get past this guy. If you're Millard, though, this is where the confidence comes from, right? Save after save.
Oh, Kirsch trying the fancy there.
Nice win by Heckenleibel. That was 3 Crows around Joseph Swallen there. They're still swarming, you know, despite the heat, even as we get late into this half. Oh, look at that. Lovely. Can Kirsch get there?
Oh,
Millard on it. Doesn't hold it, but he had Kirsch already over him. That was a great one, too, there with Kirsch and Highfield. Almost telepathic.
Yeah, that was really, really good soccer.
And, John, I think, you know, you look at how Jake Swallen has played today. He's always been an option. He's always done a nice job of kind of getting in those passing lanes, tracking back. You know, as far as playing that classic 6 role, I think he's been almost spotless.
I mean, if you're trying to be critical, a few balls that another foul.
Swallen takes down Shaw. Quickly played by Kirsch. Olsen's in. He looks across for Heckenleibel. Quick off his line is Millard. Smart play from City, but now they've got to get back. Ozuzu has the ball on the right.
Bechtel doing a good job tracking back here for Heckenleibel.
Schrage, nice D. Bechtel all the way back to Sessler.
Great D.
The best.
Minimum of 1 minute of stoppage we're hearing from pitch side.
Heckenleibel put just enough pressure on Ryan Bechtel. They had to do something. Highfield goes by Ozuzu, doesn't get the foul. That one surprises me, but
good win by Nick Kent. The play's definitely not over for the Legends here.
And that's it for the halftime. Minneapolis City 1, John. St. Croix 1.
Yeah, interesting half to unpack, so we're going to take a few minutes to do so. Once again, I'm John Bisworm. That's Dan Hudeman. 1-1. St. Croix in Minneapolis City in USL League 2 Wednesday night action. Stay with us. Welcome back, folks. USL2 soccer action here on a Wednesday night at Edor Nelson Field on the campus of Augsburg University. I'm John Bisworm. That is the Dan Hudeman. Your scoreline, 1-1 St. Croix versus Minneapolis City, the river battle. First goal came for St. Croix in the 12th minute from number 7, Liam Ireland. And then the equalizer came quite a few minutes later, Dan, in the 38th minute. But in between those two things, what did you see?
I saw a lot of City chances that were a mix of went begging, and you have to give credit to the St. Croix goalkeeper, Quinn Millard. He came up strong. I don't know they had to do much spectacular except for that save off of Joe Highfield, but he made himself big. He closed down angles, and this could easily be 4 or 5 City goals. They've had great chances, and he's been equal to them.
But we talked about it in the open, Dan, that a key to a victory today is to kind of break the curse of creating an abundance of offensive chances and not finishing them. And we're seeing once again what happens when you maybe are let down a little bit. That 12th minute goal did come off of Jared Heck kind of having a loose touch in the back. And 4 or 5 chances later, we finally get one. You want to have 2, 3 on the board out of those 4 or 5 chances.
Absolutely. And I think especially in short seasons like we have in USL League 2, a tricky bounce, you get stuck under the ball. If you're the team that has more of the ball, you're going to give up more of those options. So if you're not burying the chances you get, you can put yourself into kind of surprising amount of danger.
Well, we've seen a surprising amount of danger from Minneapolis City this summer so far, but they've been resilient. They've come back. Once again, they just keep banging that drum, and eventually something does fall. Most times than not, something doesn't fall, so you can't rely on that.
And, as we get into the second half, if you're St. Croix, sitting a little bit deeper, looking on the counterattack like you have all game, it's not really an adjustment to how you've been playing, and you've gotten a goal. You've had at least another chance. You've done what you can to stifle the Crows. A draw is not going to be a bad thing for St. Croix, and they may come in here thinking they can nick one. However, if you're Minneapolis City, John, how do you approach the second half?
It's keep creating those chances, and you have to bury them. I don't think that there's any other narrative other than what we already talked about. It's the chances are going to continue to come, but you have to put them away and assert that dominance on teams. You can't leave it to chance. And I think, too, if I'm St. Croix, I think eliminating that long ball, I know it's kind of giving you some of those chances and countering quickly, but if I'm them, I'm looking to keep the ball a little bit more. We've seen Millard, outside of making fantastic saves, being willing to come and use his feet, being an option for his center backs. I think that they need to get back to more of that and keeping the ball, chase City around a little bit, and then try to pick them apart. For Minneapolis City, the inverse is stay home with your marks, press high, make them continue to play that long ball because it hasn't been that effective.
Well, and that's an interesting thing. When we were here last, it was 55 and raining. It was much warmer in Rochester on Sunday when the Crows went down there. But this is probably one of the hottest games we played so far this summer. So can City keep up? They were pressing high. They were swarming in midfield. To me, John, that, like you identified, that's going to be a real key thing to watch out for. Can they keep up that energy?
Yeah, absolutely. And there are some subs coming on for St. Croix. One quick housekeeping note. Number 17, Shea Bechtel, is now wearing number 52 jersey. Apparently there's some blood on number 17. Probably because he gave all of his blood, sweat, and tears to score that goal.
But it did look like he hit the post, and then he was sort of turned into a wheelbarrow by Quinn Millard.
Yeah, the old wheelbarrow race. There are some substitutions for St. Croix. Dan, why don't you tell us who those were?
So coming on for number 4, Alec Leroy, is number 14, Ramsey Oro. And that's in defense. And then in the midfield, number 10, Joe Swallen makes way for number 2, Cesar Daniel. So
actually, it looks like that
maybe it's flipped that around.
It isn't correct. It looks like, I don't know if number 2 came on, but number 18, Pascal Leatherman, came on for number 10, Joe Swallen.
There we go. He might be wearing...
He's wearing a number 2.
Number 2.
Well, we can change that. At least we know who Pascal is. And as we get the second half underway here, I'd have to give a quick shout out to my kids, Gus and Fred, at home. Your mom said you have to go to bed at 8:30, so hopefully Minneapolis City scores another one before then.
John, I thought both Leroy and Swollen were bright spots for St. Croix. Nice tackle there. St. Croix coming out with a whole lot of energy early. City's going to need to match that. Ball goes wide to Robson. Robson, nice cut back to Ireland. Ireland across. Sessler is able to pick it up. He needed to.
And Sessler is staring directly into the center of the sun right now.
This is not ideal field orientation towards the sun, but we are right in the heart of Minneapolis, so I get why Augsburg did it.
It's a lot of east-west.
Heck driving with Azuzu behind him. He's up high. He's just going to keep going, but he loses the ball. Now City have to reset. Hillis on the ball for St. Croix.
The problem with that is exactly what's happening now. Like the chess piece was moved around.
Nice one, too, with Guffroy and Leatherman.
And with quick interplay, like Minneapolis City can't get caught if center back Jared Heck gets up that high.
And, John, I'm not sure that you need that run right now.
No, I agree with you.
Oh, it's a nice one from Dinzio on Bechtel. Dinzio driving. He's got Ireland with him and Azuzu in front. Tries to shoot through Nick Kent. That's not going to work. Shoves Kent into the fence. Takes the quick throw. Ireland from Guffroy. Much brighter start here from St. Croix in the early minutes of the second half.
We had talked about maybe they take the air out of the ball a little bit to try to maybe see what Minneapolis City is going to do, maybe try to start the building blocks of killing a game out, yet they come out exact opposite.
Oro goes long. He's looking for Azuzu. That one's going to eventually run out. No, Heck keeps it in. He's driving past Azuzu again.
Heckenheim was on his horse.
Getting up and down those wings has been key for the Crows. Kirsch looking for Shaw. Olseth sees it right to the goalkeeper. Nice defending.
Really good job by Olseth. This is an example of what I was talking about at halftime.
Oro back. Highfield almost gets in front of Millard. Kent with the win finds Morgan Olson. Looking for Ian Shaw. Shaw, good step in front of Olseth, but Dinzio is there. This isn't pretty soccer, but this is Derby stuff, John. These are two teams who want it bad. Heckenlabel, he's run out by Ramsey Oro, who smacks it away after the whistle. Delivered by Kirsch, only as far as the second man, but Swollen's on it. He delivers back in, back post for Kent. Morgan Olson gets in. That was good work from Asher Azuzu, good tracking back. City in a little bit of trouble. Good win there. No. And there's a miscommunication with Highfield and Schrage. Schrage does a nice job on Ireland. He needed to. He's pulled down by Ireland.
City goes quick.
You know, we've seen a lot of that kind of ticky-tack foul from St. Croix. Referee hasn't put a stop to that yet. Highfield on the ball. He's on his left foot. Inside 30 yards. Fires! Goal! What a goal, Joe Highfield!
Joe Highfield, take a bow.
That was lovely.
Wow.
One touch, another to set himself up and put the boot through it, son.
Nothing Millard can do about that one.
That's a lovely goal, and here we are in the 50th minute. Minneapolis City 2, St. Croix 1.
It's 3 goals in 2 games for Joe Highfield, Dan.
The dam may have broken.
What a great time. Minneapolis City gives thanks to our new sponsor, Bryant Lake Bowl and Theater, an uptown institution. Bryant Lake Bowl has plays, concert, improv shows, and of course, banging food, booze, and bowling in a kick-ass vintage environment dating back to the 1930s. Check out the menu and show schedule at BryantLakeBowl.com. We'll just say that goal was sponsored by Bryant Lake Bowl, Dan.
I think we should. So if you're Minneapolis City right now, you've gone up a goal, but we've seen oftentimes this can be a dangerous time for the Crows. You have to stay mentally locked in.
I think you put the pedal down. Let me rephrase that. I think you put the pedal down in a calculated fashion.
Leatherman finds Goffroy. Kirsch does a nice job with him. Carter Albrecht on the St. Croix bench is complaining. I'm not entirely sure why, but he does things that people can't understand.
There was actually a yellow card, I'm told, by the St. Croix bench, or it says coach.
And that may have been why he was upset. Makes more sense now. Ball's out wide to Robson. Only as far as Nick Kent. Nice little interplay wide.
Smart.
And Bechtel wins the
Smart.
throwing off of Robson. That was really all he could do there.
You can see where the blood might have come from. His whole entire right arm is patched up. Good flick on.
Flick on for Shaw. Shaw wide on the right. Waiting for reinforcements. Great ball across the back. Heckenlabel's there, but that ball is just cleared past Bechtel. Highfield takes a rip.
He's feeling it.
He is. That was deflected almost into Bechtel's path.
I hate to pick on Heckenlabel, but once again, a little slow to get into that transition where he would have been the optimal option there.
That was a lovely curling ball across the back line by Shaw. It's just so hard to defend. Pascal Leatherman looking over the top of Heckenlabel. He finds Ryan Bechtel. Bechtel driving through. His is across. Asher Zuzu, what a save! Sessler, massive save, and that's hacked away.
But what a
by
fantastic
Joe Swallen.
ball by Leatherman.
That was Ryan Bechtel. Lovely ball.
No, I mean the ball too.
Oh, to find him. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, it all was great.
Yeah, it was all great. Yeah, including the save.
Fantastic reaction save from Sessler. He's taken a minute. Looked like he may have been bowled over after that save.
I was going to say surprised by his efforts.
Azuzu doing a great job. Lungbuster to get on the end of that.
I mean, it was really, really great transition play, starting with Leatherman.
Heckenlabel not completely away. Ball's pinging around in the box.
Oh,
this is
boy.
a tough one. Whew. Ireland, he has it fall to his foot, but he shoots right at Sessler.
That's a great reason for what we were talking about at halftime, Dan, is like that kind of stuff can fall, and you've had the lion's share of the chances and been playing the better soccer.
I mean, that's what we saw with the first goal, really, is the City on top, all the ball, all the chances, but you get a bounce. Nice ball from Highfield into, really well read there. Ryan Bechtel had to intervene there with Heckenlabel. Nice run.
This game's really opened up.
It has. St. Croix have to chase now. Over the top from Robson. Offside, but really quick out from Sessler.
Goes quick to Schragi.
Both teams now looking to play quickly. Nice from Shaw past Pascal Leatherman.
Oh, just undoes him.
Leaves him on his butt.
Oh.
Can't find a ball behind it, but gets back up and finds Kirsch. Shaw's been feeling it today.
Leatherman's picking himself up off the turf after that one.
I mean, what's the modern term for posterized? Do you get gifized?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
nice from Azuzu to just
go
push
through.
Kent in a tough spot, and he loses the ball for a throw. Guffroy gets past Swallen. Now he's driving forward. Nice from Schregi.
Man, Schregi has just been massive at the back.
Heckenlabel is just enough.
Just the last-ditch tackles. Good work by Leatherman there.
Leatherman's done nice. He's been very energetic, good in the tackle, smart with the ball.
Smart ball by Swallen.
Oh, and lovely ball forward by Shaw. He's got Morgan Olson. Dinzio's trying to track back. Dinzio tackle, and that's going to be a City corner.
I mean, at the risk of breaking your leg, do you keep your foot in there to get the penalty? Because Dinzio was coming through no matter what.
He was coming through no matter what. I felt like Dinzio had a half step on him. This game has opened up, and
it's great
this
soccer.
is a fun one now.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I mean, it was fun when it was 1-1 or 1-0, and then 1-1 and 2-1. That's what you want when you're trying to see whose river's better.
Kirsch delivers to Hecht. Dinzio's there. He blocks Hecht's little flick. Can't find Guffroy. I know I'm not pronouncing that right. French is hard to pronounce.
I don't even know where to start.
And one of my sisters, John, she lives in the French-speaking part of Switzerland, and I'll call her sometimes and ask for pronunciation, but she doesn't say half the words or half the letters.
She's probably sleeping right now, so we can't call her.
Yeah, I can't call her now. I'll give her a call in the morning and find out how I said it wrong. Long throw opportunity. Falls to Heckenlabel. Heckenlabel, that's charged down. Nice from Ryan Bechtel. Heckenlabel not loving that call, but
Minneapolis City would like to thank Schell's Brewing, home of the iconic Grain Belt Premium. Schell's has a German craft brew perfect for any season. Available at bars, liquor stores, everywhere. Thank you, Schell's.
Millard looking long. Well kept in from Bechtel to Guffroy, but you can only get it as far as Schregi. And again, Swallen, great ball. The other Bechtel picks that up, lays it off to Shaw. Heckenlabel's ball, that's headed away, but only as far as Kirsch.
Right.
That's a handball.
Referee says, no more kicking the ball after my whistle. I agree with him.
I do too. That's the rule. Got to follow it. Nice interplay there by St. Croix. Was a little bit long.
Joe got caught sleeping just a little bit, or he would have been in on that.
They'll find Hillis, and Hillis out to Ramsey Oro. Now we've got a little bit of time on the ball for St. Croix. Oro looking long. Not a bad idea there from Robson. And now St. Croix able to retain.
Looks like some substitutes are getting off the bench for Coach Oliver. Get those to you in a little bit.
There's Zuzu driving by Heck. Good tackle by Hex. He wins the ball. Zuzu on his back. Takes him down.
At some point, the fouling needs to stop from a referee perspective, Dan.
I mean, I think you're absolutely right. Without giving any yellows for persistent fouling, you're just encouraging it. Ooh, Shaw looking for Heckenlabel to make that run just as Heckenlabel pulls up.
Substitutions on both sides. Number 19, Misael Harris, coming on for number 7, Andrew Heckenlabel. And number 9, Preston Kipnusu, coming on for what I believe is Shea Bechtel, but he's moving back for...
That's number 8, Ian Shaw.
Ian Shaw.
And Shea Bechtel is going to switch positions, so we'll have Kipnusu and Highfield up front for Minneapolis City. Looks like Misael Harris is wide on the left, and here we've got Leatherman. He's driving through, plays it a little bit behind the new substitute from St. Croix. He shoots! And that was Kieran Mahan. We'll see who he came on for, but he gets involved early. He's about 28 yards out. That was where Joe Highfield scored from. So it looks like number 20, Kieran Mahan's going to come on for number 7, Liam Ireland. He was a goal scorer for St. Croix back in the 12th minute. So, John, it looks like we got Shea Bechtel and Ms. Harris on the wings, while Morgan Olson for Minneapolis City, number 14, he's going to move into central midfield role. He's going to take Ian Shaw's spot.
Yep.
Whereas we're seeing Mahan up high next to Zuzu as Robson drops it a little bit back.
What a touch. What soccer City's playing today.
Harris cuts in on his right. Well blocked out there by Ryan Bechtel. Kent with some time. He's going to fire.
Shea Bechtel wanted that, but once again, if you're a center back up that high, green light from the parking lot.
He had some time, but fired it over.
Great
Quick out to Dinzio. Yeah, Kipnusu pressing high. Zuzu working on Swollen. He gets it away to Kirsch. And Kirsch finds Kipnusu. Kipnusu has a little bit of space. He's got Robson running on him. He's got his head up looking for some support. Flicks that over the top for Ms. Harris. Saw him shaping for...
one of the spectacular there.
He was. But Ryan Bechtel is there to head away. Good defending. St. Croix pressing a little bit higher, being a little bit tougher to get that type of ball from Kent to Highfield. Ooh, Kipnusu taken down by Leatherman. Referee says play on.
It's got to be a card.
I'm floored there's not a card there. Mistake by Ramsey Oro.
Over the ball.
Over the ball as Kipnusu is shooting.
Like, he's lucky that it's not a red card, let alone a no call.
I mean, if you're Kipnusu right here, you may be asking, what do you have to do to get a yellow card?
There's been 3 yellow cards. 1 to the coach for arguing and 2 for kicking the ball away.
That's what you got to do then.
Love to see a replay on that one, if possible.
I mean, dangerous slip from Oro lets Kipnusu just get right over it, and feels like he got away with a little something there.
Swallowing over this one. Here's the replay.
Yeah, just a soft touch, and then...
Oh, yeah, he got him, for sure.
Yeah, didn't get the ball, got the man.
Interesting.
Wide to Kirsch. Kirsch going across Kipnusu!
Oh, Kipnusu! Coming off
What a
the
goal! 66 minute, Kipnusu's on. That's what, his second, maybe third touch. Minneapolis City 3, St Croix 1. Delivered by his college teammate Jackson Kirsch.
He does the bird crow celebration to the fans.
Oh, you love to see it.
I'll give you a little context behind that. He's coaching the MTA camp, and one of the campers went up to him and said, "This is what you should do if you score today."
And he did it.
And he did it.
Oh, fantastic.
The camper happened to be Fred Bisworm.
Oh, love Freddie.
Freddie seeing into the tea leaves. Great goal in the 66th minute by Preston Kipnusu. And now the chances are starting to come, Dan, and they're starting to be put away.
That was a fantastic finish from Kipnusu. If you looked where Millard was, well positioned, really, really explosive off to his left, but Kipnusu, too much power on that, too great positioning. I mean, you don't see many headed goals like that. Nice little move by Kipnusu around Oro, but can't keep the ball. Over the top for Ms. Harris. Great run from Harris. Oh, and he's taken down.
If that's not a yellow card, then
The card finally comes out. That was Ryan Bechtel here in the 68th minute. You know, you got to say, smart tackle there, right? Like,
I mean, you had
men back, so you're not sent off. You had someone who driving across you onto his strong foot within 20 yards.
You had a wide open Highfield.
As far as tactical fouling goes, not that I'm a proponent of it, but if I was his coach, I'd be a proponent of it. That's the right thing to do.
So if you're sitting here, you saw a sideways short ball work for a goal. Are you going on target this time?
If I'm Jackson Kirsch, I'm firing now. He's had 7 goals so far this season. He's second in USL League 2.
And we'll want that one back.
He's going to definitely want that one back. He was firing, though.
Minneapolis City is in good hands. Our longtime sports medicine partner, Twin Cities Orthopedics, with orthopedic urgent care open 7 days a week and a wide range of specialty services. You can achieve your goal of returning to your best. Learn more at tcomn.com.
Ramsey Oro in a ton of space, and he's going to drive forward. Great tracking back by Joe Highfield. Ms. Harris can't quite get to it. Little slip allows Bechtel.
Good
palmed
save.
Away by Sessler. Different type of goalkeeping what Sessler's had to do than Miller, but Sessler's been awake and alive to it.
And luckily the sun's moved away from his eyes.
Dinzio's wide. He's going to have a minute on the ball with only Bechtel in front of him. Looking for the touchline. Nice turn.
Dinzio.
Well stepped in by Swallen. Read that excellently. Kipnusu, just lovely stuff.
Goal's open. Great ball
He finds Kirsch. Kirsch has only Leatherman chasing him. He finds Highfield. Highfield's on his left with Oro in front.
Oh.
Elects to try and play that across the face of goal. Oro's there.
I think Joe's going to want that one back.
Very quick in the transition from sitting. We didn't see that at all in the first half.
No, we did not. But it all started with a player to watch, Jake Swallen, like easy ball in, quick turn, get it to the next foot.
And so well read for him to make that step in front of the attacker and then just turn calm as can be. So, John, looks like we've got 2 more substitutions.
We'll get to those in a second.
Highfield trying to chest back to Kirsch, who chipped it into him a little bit too much. So it looks like we have maybe number 18 in, Evan Pileska for Kieran Robson. And we have number 17, Ryder Tomlinson, in for Mathis Guffroy. And Ryder Tomlinson's one of a number of players who came through Minneapolis City Futures and have played for the Crows.
Great work by Kirsch.
Nice turn cut out there by Tomlinson.
And now is Minneapolis City's turn to take a breather.
Nice ball, tipped just away. That was dangerous. Quinn Millard had to do something about it. Put that one out for a corner. Those ones are so tough as a goalkeeper as they're coming in. You got to figure out where the crossbar is, where the goal is. And especially when you had Jared Heck right behind you, he's going to bury that one. So 2 substitutions for Minneapolis City, John.
Yeah, I'm working those out right now, Dan. I'm also trying to work out. It looks as if the substitution for St. Croix was actually number 8, Cesar Daniel, for number 11.
Looks like he was wearing number 18.
Oh, 18? All right, whatever. Thanks for an updated roster. For Minneapolis City, number 18, Joe Highfield, your goal scorer in the 51st minute, makes way for number 23, Tomas Mena, and number 20, Curtis Wagner, comes on for number 14, Morgan Olson.
So we're going to see some players switched around here. Good win by Swallen. Shregi driving forward. Nice ball to Mena. The closer's here. Drives himself wide.
Smart.
Ms. Harris flips it across only as far as Millard.
Good idea. Looks as if at this point in the match, 73rd minute, up 2 goals. Looks like Coach Oliver inserting Curtis Wagner, adding another center back in. So looking maybe to close this one out, play a little more defensive, but have that coverage in case those counterattacks are coming.
Wagner getting just a little bit of a head on it, so it falls to Hecht. The citizens getting into the brother battle. I will tell you what, though. You know, Tyler Oliver obviously played with City, so he's got a lot of love from us up here in the booth. He has done a fantastic job with this St. Croix team this season.
Yeah, I mean, they've been in every game.
He's gotten every single thing he can out of this team. This is a tough division. Nice from Leatherman. And then we've got off to the races. A lot of people out.
Oh, boy.
Whew.
Yikes.
Kieran Mahan making it difficult for everyone. Sessler is able to be aggressive enough to win that ball. a late goal like that starts to change things a little bit. And so if you're City, you just have to make sure you're keeping your head. If you're St. Croix, though, those quick transitions, John, they've been a problem all day long.
I mean, yeah, you got to keep going to them. Unlucky there for Swollen.
Yeah, it finds Mahan. Now it's Azuzu. Azuzu shoots, fires over. Swollen had that covered if it was on target. Heck, unfortunate ball. That one's cut out. Was Ryan Bechtel cut it out? Or a wide. He's able to keep that in. That was a difficult ball for him. So you find Kip Nusu.
Who somehow
He's able to get through Leatherman, but overcooks it for Mena.
I think that initial first touch off of his chest a little too heavy. I mean, if he would have had that clean, he quickly turns, finds Mena. Mena's in. St. Croix taking more chances now with putting more numbers forward. And Minneapolis City is a half step away from really burying the next one.
John, I'll tell you that move for Leatherman to come in and playing him as a little bit of a 6, almost mirroring how City were playing Jake Swollen, that really changed their structure.
Oh, 100%. And he's come in and done a fantastic job. Outside that one time where he kind of got a little undone.
He certainly did. And I hope we end up making a GIF out of that one just for funsies. And let's just say, John, I'm glad that video was much more expensive when I was playing. Mahan trying to chip forward to Azuzu. Azuzu gets it.
Oh, what a
good
save
by Sessler.
Talk about the ultimate goalkeeper forward chess match there. Which way are you going to go?
You know, I may have encouraged him to grab that ball before Azuzu gets it. But, he stayed big. Did just what he needed to do. No angle.
There's something about the goalkeeping in that goal this season, Dan.
Things have happened. Oh, that's called a foul on Wagner. And a yellow card. So I guess yellow cards do get thrown, but if you complain, so that's going to be Cole Schrage here in the 78th minute. I mean, John, as far as referees go, I think, we've been pretty lucky this year to have, among, I think, the best that we've, among the kind of the best sets that we've had. It's been a good year.
It's been a good year for the refs, for sure.
And we may complain about him like I did there, but, he has been consistent all game in what he's going to call and isn't. And if you're a player, you know what to do with that. So you may not like it, but, hey, you know what it is. It hasn't really been different.
I think Azuzu's feeling the wrong end of that one. Hitting the back of the head. Our trainer from TCO, Alec, out there to help.
And that's where it's worthwhile being careful, anything with the head.
Guys, look your best with the only barber you should trust in Minneapolis. Twin Cities Barber Co., locally owned and operated in the heart of South Minneapolis, offers quality services that'll have you feeling your best. Treat yourself to a traditional barbershop with a modern style and make an appointment today at TCOBarberCo.com.
They're trying to show some pace to get past Oro, but he's caught with the ball.
It's unnecessary because now it puts strain on everything.
It does, and Swan has to come back and give up a corner. At a certain point, if you're there and you're getting that pressure, if you don't have the easy ball out, a game like this, just find the corner.
Yeah. Or just, thump it.
Nice corner there. Just too high for Ryan Bechtel.
I was listening to the citizens make a parody of On the Road Again.
Yeah, that one must have made its way to I-94. It looks like, John, we've got another sub here for St. Croix. Ball short to Oro, but nice from Wagner. just to stay calm. He hacks that out for a throw-in.
Working on getting that sub.
St. Croix with a long throw opportunity. It's a good flick on. Ms. Harris using a little bit of tricky to get that wide. This ball is just bouncing everywhere, but nice from Kipnusu. Harris on Leatherman as he looks to get past him with some pace. Good tackle from Leatherman.
Swallowing, fighting hard.
Good stuff from Cesar Daniel. And then again, now we've got Ryan Bechtel on the run. Now we've got Mahan. We've got 4-on-3. Wagner came over, did just enough, and then Mahan looking, hoping, wanting Ryan Tomlinson to make that run, but a little bit of a miscommunication. City let off there. Jonathan, that's the trouble if Swelling gets too high. You need some infielders to drop in, cover that space.
Yep. I mean, you have brought an extra defender in. He was actually the one that interjected there. But, yeah, I think that you have to not get a little bit too crazy getting up. Cesar will take the air out of this one as long as he possibly can.
Good flick on by Kipnusu, who finds Mena. Mena finds his college teammate, Mizael Harris. Oh, over the top for Heckenlabel. He's going to be flagged for offside there. I think he was off, John.
That'd be Schragi.
Sorry, I take it back, Schragi. They have the same hair. And I had this big white pole in the way in my defense.
Yeah, I deal with it every time we go this direction. Come to my world, Dan.
Back to looking long for Zuzu. Good step by Hecht in front of him.
We'll do it again. Good win by Leatherman.
This ball hasn't hit the ground for a couple minutes now, it feels like. Good turn by Oro. And he's going to go over the top for Zuzu. Falls to Oro. He fires wide. That's where that, the spin on the ball on this turf, it's like playing tennis. You'll see that ball unspool, and you can see it here. Kind of flummoxed Hecht.
Got some substitutions coming here from Minneapolis City. Number 17 then turned 52, Shea Bechtel, making way for number 25, Odeki Mena. And number 10, Jackson Kirsch, making way for number 12, Joey Tawa. And I'm not sure. Yep, that's right.
Sesser looking for Mena, but he fires that
Well wide.
high and wide.
At least he cleared it out. Oh, Curtis Wagner. Oh, boy.
Mid-air dummy from Wagner.
All right, there's just a whole lot of changes here I got to figure out position-wise.
As the clock ticks down, we've got just a few minutes left here in regular time. We've got some stoppage time. St. Croix obviously have to keep pushing. Coaches Oliver and Flintham trying to rearrange City. Just got to see this game out because the Crows have let up late goals this season. They've scored them too, but it's been a little bit leaky. Harris seemed to think he may have been offsides there. He's checking the linesman, checking the center back. He was well onside as Olseth dropped back, but St. Croix win the ball, and they've got a minute for possession here.
Fans, be sure to make your plans this season for post-game parties at the Corner Bar in Seven Corners. Friends of the Murder get deals on shells, pints, and pitchers. And don't forget to try the almost world-famous Joey Wings Thank You Corner Bar.
And speaking of Corner Bar, John, I'd say any fans who are listening, your Saturday plans are made. We'll see you at 7 p.m. for the Gene Party pre-party.
Sunday.
No, the pre-party is Saturday, John.
Oh.
The Gene Party match itself is Sunday. You're absolutely right, but the pre-party is at the Corner Bar starting at 7 o'clock. We got drink specials on shells and a special Gene Party blue drink, which...
Who knows what's in that?
I'd maybe only have one of those. Just some incredible silent auction items, and it all goes to advanced genomic research at the University of Minnesota in terms of the money that we're raising.
Why? St. Croix arguing for that one. Nick Kent went down pretty hard.
He did go down hard as he and Azuzu were both stretching.
Might be taking some time.
It did look like he may have got upended with 1 foot up. That's a hard landing on your back. Let's see this again.
Especially when you're like 6'12".
Couldn't see much of it, but might be some time wasting going on here.
I mean, I'm sure it hurt. But yes, there's probably part A, part B.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd want to go shoulder to shoulder with Asher or Zuzu myself. Now, I'm mid-40s, but, you know, still. Tawa gets his first touch on the ball. His Harris doing a nice job on that. Before spun too much, had 2 men on him. That first touch was excellent.
Good work by Curtis.
Very quick from St. Croix. It's been interesting to see Jared Hecht almost man mark Asher Azuzu. Ooh, taken down by Pascal Leatherman, who kicks the ball away.
Kick the ball. That's a yellow card. You just talked to everybody about it.
Only one team has been getting yellow cards for that. We've seen St. Croix do that twice with nothing.
Just be consistent. Like,
that's where I'm a little bit frustrated. You see Kip Newsu telling him, "Hey, you're booking us for that. Why are you not booking them for that?" I think that's fair, John.
I think it's fair too. And I'm not trying to criticize the referees. Done a great job today, but like when you talk to the players and tell them no more, and then you allow something else to happen, it's going back on your authority.
Absolutely. And players just want consistency. Or they want to know what they can and can't do. Man, good tackle on Swallen. Now this is 3-on-2. Tawa's got to be quick back. Swallen is quick back to win that one. Man has a minute on the ball. City are able to reset.
This is where City has to do a better job of killing this out. Like with the defensive players they've put in, the addition of some midfield players taking out some attackers, it's got to be better.
That was a nice little ball inside by Cesar Daniel. But then you got Schrage. He's been great all game.
Yeah.
Gets his body in front of it. It's going to be a St. Croix corner.
88th minute, entering the 89th here. Minneapolis City 3, St. Croix 1.
The Crows next in action Sunday here at home against Riverlight. It is a really, really compacted table as they look for what is at least 1, maybe 2 playoff spots. This year it's a little bit different, John, in terms of how the playoffs go.
Point-based, right?
The winners of all 5 of the Midwest conferences, they go forward, but then based on points per game, it's who's going to join them. So 3 of the 5 second-place teams probably, just given how things are, be the second-place team will go there for 8 of the total playoff teams. So
we'll just make it even more complicated.
yeah, let's make it tough. Let's make us do math.
Soccer and math. I'm only good at one. Indio in a tight spot.
Mine picks his pocket.
Foul called there.
Call for a foul. That. I think Harris is rightly aggrieved. Mina pulls him back. I may have let him go this late in the game. But we've got Cesar Daniel standing over the ball. This is a dangerous spot for a free kick here. It'll be curling in towards Daniel Sessler.
if goals for, goals against matter, Minneapolis City has to really tighten up here. Like, there's a minute plus stoppage left. Have to not let off the pedal.
Nice in-swinger. Kipnusu's there. That's going to be a corner, but well defended.
Referees indicated a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage, and we are into that right now, a few seconds in. I think the storyline here is not how many goals in 3 minutes that St. Croix can score here. It's more of, can the Crows lock this one up at 3-1?
Mena heads that one away. Played quickly out to Leatherman. Leatherman, nice ball in. Oro can't really do anything but head it back out.
Like there, it's got to be into Murphy Square.
Kipnusu is going to be called back for that one on my hand. I'm not sure about that.
That's a tough one.
John with my hand there.
Oh, what a catch.
Oh, wow. Ramsey Oro gets on the end of that one. Nice headed shot. Seltzer's equal to it, saves it like a man.
He kicks the goal and moves it off its line. But again,
I mean, that's a big flex, though. 2 hands, hold it. No problem, just like training.
the Crows it's too razor's edge for me, Dan. Like this one should have been sewn up with 10 minutes left. You look at the shot chart, 15-12 for St. Croix.
No, that's not right.
I believe it is. I believe they've had the lion's share of shot chances in the last like 15 minutes.
I mean, if we talk about big chances, if you're Minneapolis City, you have what, 8, 9? If you're St. Croix, you know, I put that last one that Ramsey Oro headed in as a big chance. You have 2, maybe 3.
But the shots have come in volume, whether or not they're going on target, which is a little bit too much for my liking. Looks like Michelle Harris in the 93rd minute picks up a yellow card.
Can't argue. You can only sometimes kick the ball away. That's what will get you booked here today.
Oh, Big Kurt.
Big Kurt keeps the ball. Kipnusu asks for the cutback, fires it, finds Mena.
Mena actually stopped that from going in the goal, if you look at the replay.
And he's flagged for offsides to boot. That's unfortunate for Mena.
It's unfortunate for Kipnusu. That was going in. That was going in. And we're at the end of what the referee had indicated as a minimum.
And that's it,
And
John.
that'll do it. Minneapolis City 3, St. Croix Legends 1. I'm John Bisworm. That's Dan Hudeman. We'll collect our thoughts on the second half, and we'll be back with you in a few minutes. Please stay with us. Welcome back, folks. Conclusion of this one, Wednesday night USL2 action from Minneapolis, Augsburg University, Edor Nelson Field. I'm John Bisworm. That is the Dan Hudeman. Minneapolis City turns things around in the second half. Scoreline 3-1 against St Croix Legends. Dan, let's talk statistics here in a little bit, and then we'll unpack this one. St Croix gets on the score in the 12th minute from number 7, Liam Ireland, and then it's all City after that. Not only just chances, but actually putting them away. Number 18, Joe Highfield scores in, let me redo that, sorry. Number 17, Shea Bechtel, who wore number 52 because of a blood issue, scored in the 38th minute right before halftime. Number 18, Joe Highfield, scored in the 51st minute, and then substitute Preston Kipnusu comes on and puts this one away in the 66th minute. So, Dan, when we're talking about, like, what we addressed at halftime, which was you have to put your chances away. I thought that Minneapolis City actually had less chances, but the chances were a little bit more quality, and then they scored 2 goals in the half.
I mean, by less chances, or we've got a not less than St. Croix.
Yeah, 15 shots to 12.
But in terms of actual chances versus just hitting the ball,
just shots. Yeah.
Because to me, particularly in the first half, it was a St. Croix goalkeeper, Quinn Miller. He was fantastic. A number of huge saves. He made himself big. Like, he was really strong. He was extremely brave. This would have been a different game if he didn't have particularly the first half he had.
He's our man of the match for St. Croix. Before we get into our man of the match for Minneapolis City, I think for me, the difference was centrally. Player to watch, Jake Swellen, had a fantastic day. Didn't get on any stats, but was absolutely vital.
He got on basically every ball.
Absolutely. His distribution, fantastic. His positioning, fantastic. Defensively, not wrong-footed on maybe one tackle. But then you look at your other central players, Ian Shaw, Jackson Kirsch, Morgan Olson came in there. I think centrally, for me, is where Minneapolis City won this game today. I think that they overran the center for St. Croix, minus the inclusion of Pascal Leatherman, who I thought was a fantastic sub at halftime. He really changed the complexity of the game for St. Croix, pushing balls forward. We saw a fantastic one to Ryan Bechtel, which almost was the second goal to Asher Azuzu. So I think the battle for me, besides being for whose river is better, it was whose midfield was stronger, and it was Minneapolis City.
I think you're right, and I just want to add for the Crows, they were so good on both sides of the ball. In the first minute, they were pressing from front to back, but particularly in that midfield. St. Croix really didn't get much time on the ball at all until, I think you're right, Leatherman, who did a really good job of finding himself space, nice turns to just give himself and the team a minute on the ball, and that really changed the game for St. Croix. I thought as the game opened up, they became more dangerous.
And now we're going to talk about our player of the match from the broadcast booth perspective. It's going to sound like what we just said. We have no idea what we're talking about because our player of the match was Cole Schrage, the left center back. As we just talked about how great our midfield played, tell me more about what Cole did today.
John, sometimes I think the defenders don't get the recognition they need because if they're doing their job well, they're cutting out passes, they're stopping crosses, they're winning the ball and moving it quickly, so you start to pay attention to what's happening on the attacking side. Cole did all the dirty work well, and if you weren't looking, you didn't notice it. But he was locked down on every single attack, and he did such a great job of turning it so quickly, from defense to attack, that you didn't see him spending a ton of time on the ball. To me, that's quality.
He was just one of those players to me today that, like, if you took him out, no disrespect to who would have gone in for him, but if you just took him out of the equation totally, like, everything of danger was going through his side, and he was right-footed every single time. How many attempts did St. Croix have that went straight up the gut, and he was the last guy back? And if he didn't make that tackle, it's at least a 2-on-1 right up Sessler's face.
And the great thing I love about watching him play is he's so good with the ball on his feet, too. He can play it quick short. He can play it quick long. If he's got to dribble himself out of trouble, he can. If he needs to do 1-2s or combos, he can. And I think that's where, to me, that's what put him over the top for man of the match is the range of what he was able to do. It just made him unplayable.
Yeah, 100%. Well, before we close this one out, Dan, let's talk about our next time in action.
Let's definitely do it, John, because it's a big one. It's the Gene Party. So we're back at home on Sunday at 2 p.m. against Riverlight. And if anyone remembers last year's Gene Party, we're bringing it again. Wear your best denim. Get out to the game. It's going to be a hot one, which is perfect for wearing jeans. We're raising money for advanced genomic research at the University of Minnesota. And this is something that's near and dear to our hearts. We have a number of volunteers and people associated with the club, especially Scott Mank and his family, who have benefited so much for the incredible advanced genomic research that we're doing right here in the state of Minnesota. We're raising money through it from a silent auction. I'll tell you what, the items are absolutely incredible.
Is there a preview of the items anywhere? Or do you have to?
If you go online to MPLSCitySC.com and you just click the Gene Party link in the main nav, you'll see them. You'll see some great stuff, including my favorite, which is a cabin weekend up north. But we've got whiskey, we've got stuff from the Twins and from the Vikings and from a whole bunch of. You just have to check it out. But please do come to that game. It makes a huge difference. And then think about the pre-party. 7 p.m. this Saturday at the Corner Bar. We're going to have a preview of what we've got going on at the silent auction. We've got drink specials. We've got awards for best dress, which means wear all that great denim. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have players. We'll have staff. We'll have other fans there. 7 p.m. Corner Bar on Saturday. And then don't miss the Gene Party game Sunday at 2 p.m. right here at Edor Nelson Field at 2 p.m.
All right. Well, if you don't love helping out people in need, then don't come. But if you do, Saturday, Corner Bar, Sunday, Edor Nelson Field for Minneapolis City versus Riverlight FC. Once again, I'm John Bisworm. That is Dan Hudeman. 2 founders, 1 booth.